In some of the most severe conditions imaginable, work continues on a formidable undertaking. A camp for 750 people north of treeline on the permafrost of the Arctic tundra, miles from the nearest settlement. The camp will be home for the crews operating the BHP diamond mine. These dormitories were built by Travco Industrial Housing, a leader in modular construction and field operations in the Canadian North for 20 years. Even before it pulls one diamond out of the ground, Broken Hill Properties will have spent more than $500 million on Koala Camp and the mine site. The Travco part of the equation is about $15 million and includes 5 dormitory wings like this one. Yet this is no ordinary northern housing project. Built over the harsh northern winter and with exceptionally tight timelines, the challenge went far beyond the isolation posed by the BHP diamond mine site. Now, getting into this remote place is by no means easy. For most of the year, there's one way in and one way out. It's by plane. But for about 3 months of the year, the winter road from Yellowknife is open. And this past winter, that's how Travco got most of the material in to build its dormitories at the Koala Camp. From Travco's manufacturing plant at Nisku, just south of Edmonton, Alberta, the finished modules and materials were loaded on trucks for the long trip north. They were shipped to Yellowknife and then over the winter road for the 350-kilometer trip to the Koala Camp in Canada's northernmost territory. It all began just a few short months earlier when the company won the contract to build the prefabricated dormitories and attach the modules to the stick-built reception, kitchen, and recreation complex.
Good morning, Travco.
In just a matter of hours, the design and construction team was on the job. As logistics were worked out, design work commenced. Materials were sourced and ordered, additional staff put in place, and just 6 weeks after winning the bid, the first modules were shipping north. The Travco management team shipped north too. Progress was closely monitored as the first units began arriving on site near the end of January. It was colder than minus 55 degrees Celsius at times, but the job needed to be done.
If I can do that. Now, but we can only do this one, and then have to move the crane, do this one, move the crane, this one.
Oh,
okay.
The 225 modules were carefully placed on site, unit by unit. Working through the long Arctic nights, the Travco team was pushed hard. This is where all the hours of logistical planning and training paid dividends. Back at the Nisku plant, construction continued at a frantic pace, with a close eye on quality control and safety. Just 7 months after the contract was awarded to Travco, the job is complete, on time, on budget, and without any lost time accidents. That's a tribute to teamwork and hands-on management expertise.
I've been coming up here nearly every week since the first part of November. I sort of wanted to have hands-on management on this project because it was such a large project. I come up here and I talk to the client, which is BHP, I talk to the engineers, I talk to the people that are staying in the camp, and I walk around and hear that everybody's really happy with the camp. It really makes me feel good, and it makes us really feel proud as Travco and also part of PTI that we've done an excellent job.
The dormitories were attached to the stick-built front end of the structure with meticulous attention to detail.
All the services for the Travco units are fed from our part of the structure, and we had to interface in between the two and tie in sprinkler systems, glycol, electrical power, and those types of things. So those all had to be closely coordinated.
It occurs to me that in a project like this one, the isolation in one way is a real positive because the workers don't have a lot of other diversions. I guess you live it, you breathe it, you sleep it.
Yeah, that is a very important thing up here, and actually most of the workforce works 10, 11, 12 hours as a normally scheduled shift, and we as the owners and operators of the camp, we're responsible for the other two parts of their life, basically eating and sleeping, and believe me, if those two parts go wrong, you hear it pretty quickly.
After more than 80,000 man-hours on site, this is what the finished product looks like. The fit and finish is so exceptional that you can't even tell where one module ends and another one begins.
Because we knew that everybody had to roll up their sleeves and really work with each other in this, and what we really found from this is that we built a good, very strong project team that could work in other parts of the world and do a lot of these projects at the same time. Oh, we're very happy with this. This is a real feather in our cap. We're you know, as you can see, the camp is a nice camp. It's built to the highest specs. It's probably going to set a precedent in the mining industry and in northern Canada. And for Travco, it's just great.
And the BHP Koala Camp is just one chapter of the amazing Travco PTI story. Among the company's other international turnkey projects is a 60-room hotel in Vladivostok in Far East Russia. Travco also designed and built Alberta House, a 120-room hotel in Nizhnevartovsk, Siberia. And the company has completed the 800-person Kumtor Camp at the 4,400-meter level of the Trenshan Mountains in Kyrgyzstan, a former Soviet republic. PTI is there to provide food service and maintenance service for this project. And the story doesn't end there. Now Travco is working on the Placer Dome Musselwhite Camp, the Kaminko Red Dog Alaska Camp, and PTI's first project in South America for Fluor Daniel Lomas Valles in Chile. From the distant early warning line in the far north to the South Pole, Travco PTI expertise is helping to make the impossible possible.